teacher friends. So today I taught an assessment project for Gogokid, and I kind of wanted to talk about it because even though I've been working for the company for 6 months, I haven't taught a lot of assessment projects. Assessment and assisted projects, I'm sorry. So it is a little bit different at Gogokid, and if you're coming over from VIP Kid or you're new, this is something that you're going to want to know about. So there are workshops. Please don't take my word for gold. This is just what I have been learning. Okay, there are workshops provided by the company, but I will share with you just what I have been learning. So today, I had a little girl for the second time, and so she had her assessment. So in an assessment class, as with any test, you're not supposed to help a lot. You're supposed to see what they know, right? Well, this little girl, when I asked, there are 6 words on the screen, and I said, "Can you read this?" And she said, "I don't know." And Mama was there, and she just told her to say, "I don't know." And so there were words, it was the house lesson. So there were words like chair. Um, so at this point, what do? Are you just deer in the headlights? Like, she can't read and I'm giving her a test. What do I do? Do I just fail her? No, absolutely not. I would not. So this is what I did. I pulled out my handy whiteboard, which I am loving, using so much more now. Um, and this also helps because it's really hard to write on the screen if you don't have a stylus. And so here's what I did. I wrote it on the board and I said, let's say it. Chair. Air. Chair. And then she said it. And then I have my handy dandy chair from my daughter's dollhouse. And we looked at it and I said, chair. And I said, circle chair. So she circled the word chair. And then we looked for the chair. I said, circle the chair. Okay. So we did that for all of the words. I have a table. And for bed, I have a little bed. If you don't have these props, you can surely try to draw them, or you can just do the word and practice the word and circle on the screen. Because this is going to happen. These students might not know, and you still need to move them through the lesson. So, of course, in my feedback, I'm going to say, she's not reading. Um, and that's okay. She may be too far ahead of where she needs to be in the lessons, but we'll just take it slow. She did recognize, like we did one, and it was, I held up my card. The slide was find things that start with the letter D. So I held up my card, which looks backwards on the Gogokid screen, but it's not backwards to the children, so don't worry. So then I put D, I held up my card, and I said, which words begin with D? D. And so she began circling the words that started with D, right? But she still could not read them, but she could identify the D. So that's something positive I can put in the feedback. She did identify the letter D. And then we just went through and we said, Dad. And I circled it and said, Dad. Okay. So further on in the lesson, there's a picture of a house with 4 rooms in it. And she is supposed to label like, number 1, what room is number 1? Okay. So she would say, bedroom. Okay, and I'm like, yes, bedroom, what number? 2, bedroom. Good. Say, this is the bedroom. Nothing, right? She didn't say it. She just kept saying bedroom. So, handy dandy whiteboard, and I said, this is the. So a lot of people have these like little props for this, but I just wrote it out. I said, this is the, and we went slow. This is the bedroom. Good. Then we moved on to the next one. Sorry, the lighting is weird this morning. Then we moved on to the next room. Kitchen. Good. This is the kitchen, and I made her say the sentence. And this is important, even though really it wasn't on the lesson for her to say this is the, but we always want them to speak in full sentences. And she couldn't read the lesson. So I want her to learn something because even though she's not really going to pass her assessment, I want her to feel good and I want her to learn something. And we'll deal with the rest later. Um, One interesting thing about Gogokid is you give parent feedback, but there isn't a place to give teacher feedback, and there isn't a place to like rate or report to the company. So I'm just assuming that they are watching and that they will see the assessment grade and see if there's anything that they need to adjust. I don't think it's extreme enough for me to send in a ticket and say, she's really far behind. But she definitely is not reading it. So we're just going to take it slow until she recognizes some words and break the words up into sounds. Ch, air, b, ed, and go slowly. And this is difficult for me because I don't teach lower level at VIP Kid. So I struggle to bring myself down to the basic reading level. So that is my advice. I let her talk about things. If she showed me there was a fish, and so she showed me her fish, and I showed her my fish, and I said, "What color is your fish?" And she told me, and I need to write that down so I can tell mom. So, again, when I write the feedback, I'm going to make a sandwich. I'm going to say what she did well, what she needs help with, what she did well. And she was happy. And that is really, that's really what it comes down to, right? You still want them to feel accomplished even when it is not going so well. I've been there. So that's it. That's just a short advice on what to do on the unit assessments with Gogokid. If you have any questions, go ask the company. Just kidding. If you have any questions you want to ask me, you can email me. I will do my best to answer your questions. Based on my experience, I just work for the company and always check with the company on in a workshop. There is a workshop on how to teach assisted projects and assessments, and it is fantastic. So, that is just my 2 cents. Happy teaching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.